Millions of fans shocked. GQ Korea publishes latest photos of BTS Taehyung. Hello everyone. And welcome back to BTS fans. If this is your first time here, take a moment to subscribe. Not because we chase trends. Not because we rush updates. But because stories about BTS, especially Kim Taehyung, deserve time, depth, and space to be fully understood. Today, we are discussing a post that arrived quietly, yet immediately echoed across the globe. A post that didn't rely on dramatic headlines. A post that didn't need explanation, because the visuals spoke for themselves. GQ Korea recently shared a series of editorial photos featuring Kim Taehyung, V of BTS, for their February issue. And within moments, armies everywhere paused. Not just to look, but to feel. These weren't ordinary fashion images. They weren't designed to impress at first glance alone. They were designed to linger. GQ Korea released the photos through their official Instagram account, accompanied by captions that felt more like poetry than promotional text. Each sentence carried intention. Each word hinted at something deeper. According to GQ Korea, the February issue is titled With V, a title that may seem simple at first, but grows more meaningful the longer you sit with it. With V does not suggest distance. It does not place Taehyung on a pedestal, to be observed from afar. Instead, it invites readers to walk beside him, to move through emotions together, to experience contradictions together, to exist in the space between light and shadow together. In their caption, GQ Korea describes Taehyung as someone composed of multiple layers. They suggest that within him, there are many directions, many perspectives, many inner conversations happening at the same time. Almost as if two sides of him are moving in parallel, sometimes aligned, sometimes turning away from each other, yet always heading toward the same destination. This concept feels deeply familiar to ARMY, because Kim Taehyung has never been just one thing. He is gentle, yet intense. Playful, yet introspective. Quiet, yet overwhelmingly expressive. And this editorial captures that duality with remarkable clarity. The first image immediately establishes the tone. Taehyung is seen in a relaxed yet commanding pose. He wears textured, furry outerwear, left open to reveal his chest. A styling choice that feels instinctive rather than provocative. There is something raw about the image, almost untamed. Yet at the same time, there is elegance, restraint, control. His eyes are half closed, not in exhaustion, but in contemplation. He doesn't look like he's posing for the camera. He looks like he's existing in his own world, and the camera is simply allowed to witness it. This image alone communicates confidence, without aggression, charisma without excess. The second photo pulls us closer. It's a tight close-up of Taehyung's face, framed by striking red hair, that immediately commands attention. The Cartier jewelry accentuates his features, but never overpowers them. Here, his gaze is sharper, yet still soft around the edges. There's tension in his eyes, a quiet intensity. This is where the theme of duality becomes undeniable. Strength and vulnerability coexist. In a single expression, many models rely on dramatic gestures to convey emotion. Taehyung doesn't need that. With minimal movement, with a single glance, he tells a story that feels layered and lived in. The third image shifts the energy once again. Taehyung partially covers his face with his hand, drawing attention to the luxurious ring he wears. The gesture feels intimate, almost protective, as if he is revealing himself, while simultaneously guarding something precious. This contradiction, openness paired with restraint, is precisely what makes the image compelling. It suggests vulnerability without weakness, power without dominance. GQ Korea makes it clear through this editorial that Taehyung is not a passive subject. He is not simply being styled and photographed. He is actively shaping the narrative. Every pose feels intentional. Every shadow feels deliberate. The story continues in one of the most talked about images. Taehyung in side profile, biting into a strawberry. At first glance, the moment feels almost casual, even playful. But within the context of the editorial, it becomes symbolic. The calmness of his expression, the contrast between the softness of the fruit and the sharp elegance of the jewelry. Luxury meets simplicity. Stillness meets sensation. It's a reminder that art does not always need complexity to carry meaning. Sometimes, restraint says more. One of the most poetic lines in GQ Korea's caption mentions that V and the reader will eventually reunite with the light. This sentence feels deeply philosophical, as if acknowledging that everyone, no matter how successful, no matter how admired, moves through uncertainty, through darkness, through moments of fragmentation. Yet there is always light ahead. This message mirrors Taehyung's artistic journey. A journey defined not by perfection, but by sincerity. Another photo reinforces this introspective tone. Taehyung is partially hidden beneath dark fabric. Only his eyes remain visible. And those eyes, filled with emotion, curiosity, and quiet intensity, become the entire focus. Mystery dominates the frame. It feels less like a fashion image, and more like a visual confession. His collaboration with Cartier plays a crucial role in this storytelling. Each piece of jewelry functions not as decoration, but as narrative detail. Luxury here is subtle, intentional, meaningful. As expected, the post was instantly flooded with comments from fans around the world. Armies praised his maturity, his refined presence, his ability to transform the atmosphere of every photo shoot he participates in. Many noted that Taehyung never repeats himself visually. Each editorial feels like a new chapter, a new emotional landscape. GQ Korea's with V was not created casually. It was carefully crafted by a full creative team, making it more than a magazine feature. For fans, this editorial is an extension of Taehyung's artistry, an expression that speaks through feeling, not explanation. Through this project, GQ Korea presents Kim Taehyung not only as a global star, but as a human being exploring identity, emotion, and growth. Every image feels honest and deeply personal, and together they form a portrait that is authentic, unconventional, and unmistakably his. Many are already calling this one of Taehyung's most powerful editorials, not because it is extravagant, but because it feels real. The February issue of GQ Korea once again proves that Kim Taehyung continues to evolve, artistically, visually, and emotionally. This editorial is not just meant to be seen. It is meant to be felt. Thank you for joining us on BTS Fans. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thoughtful stories about Taehyung and BTS. Until next time, keep supporting Kim Taehyung every step of